that I thought you would appreciate this one. So I'm just going to let you read it.
Okay. Sonic the Hedgehog getting his appendix out.
I saw that and immediately was like, I have to show this to Suris.
Jesus fucking Christ. I mean, all things considered, that is okay. So I'm gonna do the weird Sonic fan thing. In canon, that's not what happens, but
doesn't matter. It's still fucking funny.
By pure game logic, that is exactly what happens. Said he has an appendix? Well, of course. Where do you think all the bacteria in his tum-tum goes?
Hedgehogs have appendixes, don't they?
I'm pretty sure they do.
But I mean, he's an alien hedgehog, so maybe not.
Again, depending on the canon.
Oh, Samuel Patre says, just a little something, enjoying the show. Thank you, Samuel.
$9.99 super chats.
Yeah, it's an upside down 666.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm getting central air conditioning installed in my house because, like, I have air conditioning on the main floor, but where we sleep is hot as fuck. And the guy that was giving me the quote, the initial quote, like, we're getting a couple other things done through him as well, potentially, if we go with him. But so he gave me the quote, and then he was like, oh, but if you don't do this other thing that you added onto it, then it's going to be $6,666. And it, like, came out to exactly, and I made a joke about how, like, well, I like that number better. And he did not get it. He just took that as, I'm a cheap bastard who wants the cheapest thing possible. And then, like, on the official quote that he emailed to me, is like, he didn't even give, like, different options of, like, this is the better air conditioner, this is the this is the middle of the road air conditioner, this is the cheap one. He just went with the cheap one. I'm like, come on, guy. At least give me options.
When?
All right. Anyway, moving on to Mark Driscoll. Yeah. Okay, I almost like canceled the whole show at, like, all the news things and all the tweets and made it about this one tweet because I stumbled upon some stuff that I feel like we could have some fun with for entire episodes just from what I found from this. So he says Christian movies continue to outperform at the box office while woke agenda big studio releases flounder. So I saw that and I was like, okay, they're talking about The Sound of Freedom. How much did The Sound of Freedom make? So I started looking into it. Sound of Freedom, so far, like, as of right now, is sitting at about 50 million at the box office, which...
Wait, only 50 million at the box? Yeah. Wait.
I mean, that's a good chunk of change, but, like, I wouldn't say that that's doing better than the woke big studio. So like, I looked at the rest of them. Well, let's see, where are we? If you pop up the... Oh, no, that's not the box office. Shoot, that's the wrong tab. God damn it. Where are we? That's my tangent. So yeah, I looked at the domestic box office for movies that released in 2023. I'm not entirely sure how they ordered this. I think they, like, did it from the opening weekend.
Okay.
Is how they ordered it, but then the total gross is different because, like, Avatar objectively did better than Super Mario Bros. And all the stuff that's above Avatar, but here Avatar is down in, like, number 5.
Yeah, because they're going on. It's being ordered by gross, not total gross.
Yeah. Yeah. So Super Mario Bros. Movie. Well, you see, this is where I don't understand because the total gross is the same as gross for this one, but, like, I know it played more than just opening weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand how they got their numbers, but I trust that they did more work in it than I did.
Magic.
So yeah, Super Mario Bros. 573 million. Spider-Man, 360 million. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, 357 million. Little Mermaid, a woke piece of garbage movie that I have not seen yet, but I've heard it's terrible, and I have no intention of seeing it because all of the remakes have been terrible. I don't care whether they think it's woke or not, but it, like, made almost $300 million. You have to scroll down to Sound of Freedom is number 24. With Jesus Revolution beat it, it's number 23, so that's another Christian movie. They're both hovering around 50 million.
So the budget of Sound of Freedom was $14.5 million.
14 million, yeah.
So that's the budget for making it, and then it made $50 million at the box office. That is considered reasonable, because
it's not
$20 million
flop.
yeah, it's not a flop. The idea is that a $20 million movie making $100 million is like, things are going really well for you.
Rule of thumb, in order to turn a profit when you consider advertising and marketing and all that shit, is basically whatever your budget is, you have to make double that back in order to turn a profit. That's a rule of thumb. That's not absolute.
So they've basically made just at the threshold.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like 20 million over. Like, I'll take $20 million.
Fair.
That's nothing to shake a stick at. But yeah, like, same thing, like Jesus Revolution, $50 million. Like, okay, they're not doing terribly, but like, he's saying they're outperforming at the box office while woke agenda big studio releases are floundering. Would you say $300 million, sorry, $290 million for The Little Mermaid is floundering?
So actually, I'm willing to give a little bit of pushback on this one. Not that I want them to be right. I don't. But the production budget for Little Mermaid was $250 million.
Okay, so yeah, that might be considered floundering. But what about Super Mario Bros. movie?
So let's see here.
Okay, no, let's not go Super Mario Bros. Because that's what. So this is where we go down the rabbit hole, because I'm like, I don't want to accuse them of having called these movies woke without actually finding them calling these movies woke. Super Mario Brothers movie, it was woke before it came out, but then as soon as it started doing really, really well at the box office, it suddenly became anti-woke.
Yeah, but the budget for that one is $100 million. So that one actually made over 5 times.
Yeah, and that one was woke because Peach wore pants, but it was also anti-woke because they had white guys playing Italian plumbers.
Yeah.
Look,
it started the meme of Chris Pratt voices everything. It really did. I'll pull this.
What about Spider-Man? What was the budget on that one?
Was the Spider-Man for Across the Spider-Verse?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because that one unequivocally was called woke.
The budget for Across the Spider-Verse was also $100 million. So Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse actually made within the exact same threshold as Sound of Freedom.
Well, percentage-wise, but absolute numbers, we're talking like $100 million profit as opposed to $20 million profit.
Right. I'm just saying in percentage-wise, which is all I think is what's safe to use here, just for to be as fair as possible to the idiots. They're wrong.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay. So the tweet doesn't matter. Mark Driscoll's wrong. Like, the woke movies are doing way better than The Sound of Freedom at the box office, just in absolute numbers and in percentages for some of them. But what really got me going on this one was I found this website, which I'm going to have to recrop this again. I hate doing this live. I should have just set up something separate. But so this is a website that's a movie review website called Worth It or Woke.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Some of the numbers on that website are actually, those are only the United States numbers.
Yes.
I just noticed because
it was weird the way they were doing the numbers. I don't quite understand it.
Yeah, the other thing that came to my mind was like Ant-Man and the Wasp would be one of the things they'd consider woke, because Marvel woke Disney garbage is what they would go with.
Not necessarily, because we'll get into that.
Okay, cool. So the actual global takeaway from Ant-Man and the Wasp was $475 million globally, and the production budget was $200.
Okay, so this is all just domestic numbers.
Yes, those are only domestic numbers. So this isn't even. Oh, wait a minute. Does Sound of Freedom even have any
Sound of Freedom?
appeal?
No, Sound of Freedom was just American.
Wouldn't that movie even have any appeal outside of our borders?
It did not. If you click on it, we've got so yeah, domestic is 49,400 whatever thousand. International dash.
Jesus.
But okay, who fucking cares? This is a website that's movie reviews called Worth It or Woke. I love their tagline. It's called, "If it ain't woke, don't miss it." I don't think they understand what double negatives are.
If it is woke, miss it.
Yeah,
no, that actually...
No. If it ain't woke, don't miss it. So if it's not woke, don't go see it. Only go see the woke ones.
Wait, no, they said don't miss it.
Yeah. If it's not woke, if it's not woke, don't miss it.
If it's not woke, don't miss. Wait,
I don't know. Whatever.
Wait, no. You're
Was I wrong?
You're wrong.
Okay.
If it's not, that's what they're going with. If it's not woke, then you should go see it, is what it's saying.
Anyway, this is a whole...
Double negatives are stupid.
Yeah, they are. This is a whole movie review site. Let's see. Where are we? Is this the right one? No, that's not the right one. Whatever. Who cares? This is a whole ass movie review site that is dedicated to telling you which movies are woke and which movies are not woke, so that you can go see the not woke movies. And it's hysterical going through the very, like, let's see. The movies, the website's not very well organized. It's hard to find stuff in it. But let's see. Woke rating. So let's see what they rate as woke. The Witcher is woke. Carnival Row is woke.
Power for our fryer.
What? That's not okay. Elemental. Let's see what they say about Elemental. So they've got this whole thing of woke elements. Sarah, stop listening to the person who sucks your dick and listen to me.
God damn it. That is a way of wording that.
Yeah.
We have a we have one of those two-sided extension cords, and there's a cord that is meant to go into my deep fryer that is in the extension cord, and it can't come out, and no amount of pulling is taking it out. I've been sitting here with a butter knife trying to pry it out. I don't understand what's wrong. Everything's broken. Life is wrong. Okay, Elemental. It says 2 stars.
Yes, 2 stars. They've got it labeled as woke. And then they have a whole section at the bottom for woke elements. It's like Elemental is the
woke
perfect...
elements in Elemental?
Yeah. Well, they have this category for every movie that they do. So, like, Elemental is the perfect metaphor for the leftist view of diversity. Here you have the mostly peaceful and cohesive society filled with a diverse group of people from... whatever. What's... Okay.
How is diversity woke? We literally just live in a diverse society.
So, Mario, they labeled as woke-ish.
Fellas, is being born in New York woke?
So for Mario, the movie's greatest weakness is its use of Peach. With the exception of the American version of Super Mario 2, the plot for every main title of Super Mario game is that Peach is kidnapped and Mario and Luigi rescue her. However, in the film, it's Luigi who is kidnapped and Peach and Mario go on the main quest. So, like, it's woke because they didn't stick to video game themes from the 80s. Like, it's a fucking Mario game. The plot is jump on the turtles. It's like, nobody plays the Mario game for the plot. Sorry. I play it because it's fun to play.
They're also incorrect.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
There are mainline Mario games where, I mean, obviously pointing out that Daisy being rescued in one of them doesn't work here. But fairly certain that Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins does not actually have a plot of saving Peach, and the new Super Mario Brothers games do not have a plot of saving Peach because you can just play as Peach in some of them.
So my favorite part of all this, though, is that, like, they say here, it's pretty clear that the earlier drafts of the film had Mario, Luigi, and Toad adventuring together to rescue the princess. And the way that he determined that is because Toad is introduced as helpful and immediately loyal and dependable friend, which is apparently matching up with his role in the games, even though in the game, like, I don't know, Toad's kind of annoying in the games. He's not really helpful. Wait,
Super Mario 3D World. Peach is one of the main playables, and that is in every way a mainline Mario game. Are these people stuck in the SNES era?
Probably.
Have they not played a Mario game since the fucking N64?
Yeah, probably not. But
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so the fact that Toad is introduced as helpful and loyal, but then when Peach shows up, he's not there for a little bit. That's woke? That's his. No, that's not that it's woke. That is his evidence that the first drafts of the film had Mario, Toad, and Luigi rescuing the princess rather than Mario, Toad, and the princess rescuing Luigi. Just from the fact that Toad is immediately loyal and disappears for a while when Peach shows up, that is evidence that Peach was originally supposed to be kidnapped, not Luigi. I don't know how he connected those dots. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Also, they do know that a lot of script writing changes can even happen on the cutting room floor, right?
Luigi's Mansion is about saving Mario, isn't it?
It is, but so if I'm gonna steel man the idiots to get them to be like, hey, you're wrong in every way you could have been wrong. Luigi's Mansion would not be considered a mainline Mario game. That would be a spin-off game. But Mario 3D World is in every possible way a mainline Mario game, and Peach is playable in it, and you don't save Peach in that game. Otherwise, I would have talked about the Paper Mario series and the Mario RPG series and all the spin-off games where you play as Peach.
He also says, like, Mario is capable and competent unless he's in proximity to Peach. Every time that they work together, she's perfect and has to help Mario. Did he not watch the movie? Like, the whole thing was that they suck at plumbing. He was not competent. And that's how they ended up falling down a tube that led them to the Mario universe. Peach wasn't there for that.
Also, Dono Boyo says you save an entire indigenous race in Sunshine. Yeah, Mario Sunshine must be incredibly woke then.
Yeah. Anyway, like my point is, like, we could spend entire episodes just like going through this guy's movie review site, ripping him to shreds for like the nits that he is picking in trying to find woke elements where they just don't exist. It's hilarious. Like I have extra work to do tomorrow now because I meant to be like scheduling videos and stuff like that while I was like after I had set up the stream while I was waiting for you to join me. I was going to be doing that, but I was just reading through this website laughing at this guy. Oh.
Whew. It's just we could have just done an entire video doing that.
I know.
Right?
That's what I mean. Like we have a lot to like rush through today.
Jesus Christ.
Elon Musk. So this was in reply to something, I forget what it is. Somebody who said something bad about Threads. There's going to be a lot of Threads stuff on this stream. Like somebody said something bad about Threads, and then he like agreed with them and was like, accurate assessment. Threads is just Instagram minus pictures, which makes no sense given that thirst pics are the main reason people use that app. How many times have you read comments on Instapics and wish there were more? Personally, never. So who fucking cares? This doesn't matter. It's just Elon shit-talking his competition. But
because of course he's going to.
But the thing that interests me here is that like he's currently suing Threads or Meta, whatever the fuck, Facebook. He's suing fucking Facebook. I refuse to call them Meta. He's suing Facebook because they supposedly stole all his stuff from Twitter in order to make Threads.
I mean,
but if here he is publicly admitting that Threads is Instagram minus pictures. So, like, if Threads is based on Instagram, then he has no case.
Is this the reason that Elon decided not to have the boxing match with Zuckerberg? Is that why?
I don't know. Did he decide not to? I thought that was actually happening. I would have watched Zuck beat up Musk. I would love to see that.
I thought that got canceled because Elon called him a cuck on Twitter.
Yeah, they asked he asked for a dick measuring contest instead or something.
Yes.
I don't know. Like I don't know if Threads is going to take off. I think of all the competitors, Threads has the best chance at taking off, but that's like mainly because it's already run by a social media giant. They're like, fuck, choose your billionaire to root for. Like, fuck, I would love it if they both just failed. But yeah, I am finding myself on Twitter less, but like it's also way easier to find tweets for Twit tweets.
So big news.
That's not a good thing for Twitter.
Why is the first thing I find titled "Did Elon Musk's mom really get the cage match with Mark Zuckerberg canceled?"
Yeah, I remember something about that. Yeah.
What the heck? What is this?
Scott Delahunt said for their dick measuring contest they'd need micro calipers.
God, MMA Mania also saying times out. Elon Musk's mommy just canceled the UFC fight. Oh
So,
my god.
Shenshini saying the dick measuring contest tweet was real. Part of it was real. It was modified later to like make it funnier. And there was somebody put a Zuck response in or something, I forget what. So there are fake versions that are going around, but he really did challenge him to a dick measuring contest. But like I would love to see Zuck beat up Musk. Like not that I like Zuck, but like he would absolutely kick Musk's ass.
I mean, of course he's going to. So here's the thing. Which do you think wins in a fight? A robot or a reptile in a flesh suit?
Well, I'm just thinking like from what they have presented themselves as actual people, Zuck like works out and does intense challenges and shit, like physical challenges, whereas Musk is like a big man-child. So like Zuck would win hands down, and like it's not that I want Zuck to win, but I would love to see Musk get beaten up.
Jesus Christ. Italy denies offering the Colosseum fight for Elon Musk.
Scott Delahunt says 500 Quatloos on the robot. Love the Quatloos reference.
He said Reptile is a fairly decent fighter. I don't know about Tribot. Maybe Smoke version would be ideal.
I don't know.
I love Mortal Kombat.
Have you seen the original Gorn?
No, I haven't actually.
Yes, you have. Come on. The original fight between Captain Kirk and the Gorn?
No, I actually haven't. So
you
I
haven't seen that?
So I haven't
Oh my god. That's classic.
I haven't seen any of original Trek.
Okay, you don't need to watch the whole episode. Just watch the fight. It's fucking hilarious. It's like in slow motion, but accidentally.
Jesus.
Oh god. Just Google Kirk versus Gorn. And just watch that one fight. It's amazing.
I need to. Okay, so here. I'll do you one better. As soon as I'm done with Next Generation, I'm gonna go and watch original Trek.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily. Okay, maybe this is because I grew up with Next Generation rather than original. But like I've seen most of the original series. I don't really think there's. I don't think it's worth watching the entire thing. Like there's some really good episodes. But like for the most part, it's just campy 70s sci-fi.
I'll see if I can stomach it. I managed season 1 of Next Generation without too much issue.
That's fair. Next season 1 is pretty rough.
Are you telling me Data isn't fully functional?
Oh god. I'm telling you, it got better when Brent Spiner figured out. Well, I don't know if it was Brent Spiner or the director, but someone figured out that doesn't have emotions is not the same as clinically depressed. So, like, as soon as they figured that out, and he could actually, like, you know, act without emotions instead of acting depressed, it became good. I just sent you the Kirk versus Gorn fight.
Oh. Okay.
You can watch that later. I'll watch your video if you watch mine. All right. So again, like I said, there's going to be lots of thread stuff. So this is Emily Saves America, who says on
you're right,
Threads.
I have seen this.
Who says on Threads, she says it's exactly like Twitter, but with way more censorship. Like, why are you on Threads then? Like you're by threading this? I don't know. That's stupid. By tweeting it on Threads, that's just like that's going to help Threads. That's not going to help Twitter. Like if you want to help Twitter, you got to not be on Threads. But also, like, who fucking cares? Like, I'll go to the one where most people go to because that's kind of my job.
Yeah,
but like,
that's the
ultimately,
thing about being a
my life would be better if both of them just died.
The Zuckerberg and Musk, or their websites?
Let's go the legal route and say their websites.
Also, I realize I have seen this entire fight, but not as a single video, but as a series of GIFs.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I know what this is now.
Yeah. Kirk's classic double-fisted punch thing.
So, holding the rock above his head.
Oh, I love that they make fun of that in Lower Decks. Lower Decks is fucking awesome. I love it.
Jesus.
And what's great is Lower Decks is approachable, because my partner does not like Star Trek, but she liked Lower Decks. She did not get all the references that I was getting, so like there would be times when I was giggling and she didn't know why, but she still loved Lower Decks. Well, maybe not loved, but she enjoyed it. It was a good little 20-minute show that we could watch without, like, you know, you don't have to pay deep attention to figure out what's going on, so like you can get high and just relax. Yeah, Trouble with Tribbles is the 100% just for laughs episode. That's a good episode. I enjoyed Trouble with Tribbles. If you watch one original series episode, that's the one to do. And then keep in mind it's not serious at all. It's not even meant to be serious.
I need to watch Lower Decks at some point.
Oh, you haven't watched it yet? It's so good. It's ridiculous. But it's like, it's Star Trek and ridiculous. And it seems to... Lower Decks seems to like Star Trek better than some of the actual Star Trek shows. I mean, it's still like it is canon. Like the actual live action actors show up at one point in, I think it's Strange New Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like it's not canonical, but like there's so many nods to ridiculous things that have happened in Star Trek. Like they have a whole episode where the cetacean ops feature heavily. Are you familiar with cetacean ops?
No, I'm not.
There's like one shot in Next Generation where you can see a schematic of the Enterprise and they have cetacean ops, like whales and shit. And it's never explained, it's never brought up, it's never a plot point, it's just on the schematic. And because Trekkies are Trekkies, they took that and they were like, there's got to be like a whole deck of the Enterprise that's like flooded with water and they've got like super intelligent whales running shit there. And Lower Decks took that and ran with it, and there's like entire episodes where they go to cetacean ops and chat with the dolphins that are there.
Oh.
And it's amazing.
Fair enough. So I guess the whale department.
And that's one of those things where, like, if you're a hardcore Trekkie and you know what cetacean ops is, you get the reference and it's hilarious. But if you're not a hardcore Trekkie, it's just a goofy thing that this stupid cartoon is doing. And it's still fun. So it works both ways.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Linda...
So from Linda here.
Linda Yaccarino? That's an Italian last name. I'm always kind of iffy with them. I think it's Italian. She's the CEO of Twitter, if you're not familiar. So this is shortly after Threads launched. She says, on Twitter, everyone's voice matters. If you pay $8. Whether you're here to watch history unfold, discover real-time information all over the world, share your opinions, or learn about others, on Twitter, you can be real. If you pay $8. Because if you don't pay $8, they're going to limit what you can see. I don't know. Are they still doing the rate limit?
I haven't. So I've never hit the rate limit, but maybe I just don't use Twitter enough. I don't know if they're still doing the rate limit.
So I never hit the rate limit, but I think that might be because I don't actually use the app. I found that I was using Twitter too frequently, so I uninstalled the app and I just go through the web browser on my phone.
Okay.
So like maybe there's something where it can't rate limit as well with the web browser as it could with the app, but since most people use it with the app, that's the only way they did it. I don't know. So I never actually hit it myself. But like
yeah, I have.
Yeah. They say
no idea.
We're often imitated, but the Twitter community can never be duplicated. It's like, yeah, but like I don't want to duplicate a bunch of Nazis. Thanks very much.
I'm gonna say, wait a minute. By the Twitter community, do they just mean a giant tumorous growth that yells at you that you didn't like waffles when you just said you liked pancakes? Is that all? Because that's what it is to me.
Yeah. No, Twitter is a hot mess. Like I gotta say, like, before Elon took it over, it was still a hot mess, but it was less of a hot mess. Like, and I can tell you, Twit tweets has become way easier since Elon took over, and that is not a good thing overall.
It's like
as much as I enjoy not having to work as hard to put on this show, I would rather have to work harder and not have what is, like, let's be real here. It is for a lot of people an important source of information and like real-time news updates,
real-time news tracking,
and like people in restrictive countries that have regimes that monitor everything they do. Like it's important for them to be able to like reach the outside world. So like it is legitimately an important thing. And so I don't like that it's easier for me to do my show because Elon is a man baby. I would rather it be harder for me to do my show and easier for these people to get the information that they need.
This is so this reminds me of a quote from a friend of mine. And why am I not able to remember?
Apparently Twitter was DDoSing themselves, which that I hadn't heard that, but that tracks.
I mean, that's certainly a level of ineptitude I'd expect.
I mean, he fired half his, well, no, 3/4 of his development team.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen? No technical issues?
I don't remember what friend of mine it was that made this quote, but it was there was when Call for an Uprising was doing his like direct threats to me and my family on his channel. A friend of mine made a video about it and went, okay, look, as much as I want Call for an Uprising to stay on this platform, because he says really fucking stupid things, and it's hilarious, and I get to make content about it. But at a certain point, you go just a little too far. And that's what we're talking about today. So, like, I've heard the sentiment of, like, well, my job's easier, but that's not necessarily a good thing.
Kitsune, why do you have to say that? It says, it would have been easier for Vice to do his show when Hitler was in power, too. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
And then Kitsune followed up with OG's Call. I remember. I do remember Call for an Uprising, only vaguely, so I don't really remember the specifics, but I knew the name when you said it.
Every single video. This is a call for an uprising. I don't know how to soundproof my basement.
Hey, don't criticize sound quality when I opened this one being like, I don't know, I might sound like I'm clipping, but the levels don't show that I'm clipping, but stuff's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Are we the same levels? I don't know.
I will say this, when it comes to sound, it is not difficult to take blankets and shove them onto the wall. Just do it.
Fair
Just
point.
Do it. Like when it's a mechanical issue, when it's a microphone peaking or something like that, that's one thing. That requires some technical prowess. It does not take technical prowess to have a stapler and a blanket.
Oh, I still have marks on my ceiling from when I hung up the curtain in this area.
Razor in my chat just said blankets are a poor man's soundproofing, and Razor, as a poor man, my office is layered in fluffy blankets everywhere.
Well, so I'm actually I want to paint the wall behind me white, and I want to get rid of the yellow and blue foam stuff and replace it with actual like proper, like this was just the cheapest foam I could find on Amazon, so it's probably a fire hazard.
It's the you pay $15 for a pack of 12 shit.
Yeah. So it's probably a fire hazard. So I want to get like a proper fireproofed one for behind me, and like maybe set up an actual proper set behind me for streaming and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Hang blankets up.
Anyway, next, Lucas Weinman says, try a salad or two. This was in response to a person posting this picture, which this was in response to the whole Jonah Hill thing.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, Here, this is
Oh,
me. This is me in
where
a
the
bikini.
dude-
Fuck you. Whatever.
Where the dude freaked out about like his girlfriend being a surfer and also posting pictures of herself on the internet, which she did before they started dating.
Yeah. So like maybe don't date people who have profiles that you don't like. Like that's not you setting a boundary. That's you being a controlling asshole if you do it after the fact.
Yeah, I'm not
Actually,
gonna,
even before the fact.
I'm not gonna tell my girlfriend Saki just, hey, so there's some websites that you used to use that I need you to just never post anything on ever again.
My partner
No.
can post a 100% completely naked OnlyFans right now, and that's fine. That's her body. She can do with it as she chooses. Mine is probably not going to. Not full naked anyway.
Not full naked anyway.
There might already be a foot one. It didn't quite take. I think I'm her only fan on the OnlyFans.
You're the only fan on OnlyFans.
And I'm not even into feet. Whatever. Anyway, so in response to this picture, this douchebag said, "Try a salad or two." Like, what? Like, is he trying to say that this is fat?
How is that fat?
Like, no. That's no.
Also, Axo in my chat just said people will call you a cuck. Look, kink shaming is cringe.
Whatever. Yeah, like if you're into being a cuck, you're into being a cuck. I'm not into being a cuck, but I'm also not the jealous type. So like if there were long conversations beforehand, I'm sure we could work something out with regards to like, I don't know. Whatever. I'm not working out my sexuality live on air, okay, guys?
It's a thing you can try one day in the comfort of not the live stream audience.
So my partner is in the chat sending the foot emoji.
Feet. Said online negging will never make sense to me because what the fuck is this? J Bombboy says I know several people who would commit murder for a body like this. Yeah, like it's where is the they're what 15% body fat there? I don't know. I see people who look like that at the gym and I get jealous. Like Deno Boyo in my chat. What do you mean that's fat? I just want to get in the head. I just want to get in the head of somebody that looks at someone like that and immediately starts thinking that the first thing to do is start attacking them there.
I posted the link to my partner's OnlyFans, which is just her feet. So if you really want to go there, like, I don't think she's posted anything in a while. January was her last post. Now she's gonna feel the pressure to actually post shit.
Wait, are we Shannon queuing your partner?
Maybe.
For those who don't know, for people who want like old atheist content lore, Shannon Q did not post a single video on her channel until all of our communities. I was at like 200 subscribers or something when this happened. All of our communities like combined got Shannon to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube before she ever posted a video. And she finally just acquiesced and went, okay, fine, I guess I'll start posting content. Yeah.
So anyway, so this person said try a salad or two, apparently to try and say that this is fat, which it is absolutely not.
It's not.
So Samantha was like, well, why don't you post a pic, bro? To which Lucas responded, pay me first, hooker. I think you got who's the hooker in that scenario backwards. Like, if you are the one requesting payment to post a picture,
then you're the hooker. Welcome to sex work, Lucas.
So my partner with her OnlyFans is in the chat saying my hyperfixations don't last long. I was like, yeah, she did that for a couple months and then forgot about it. Actually, not even a couple, like 1 month.
Jesus.
Maybe she'll get back into it now if a bunch of you guys sign up. Anyone who's in the chat who's into feet. We've actually been talking about this. Like,
This is such a conversation.
So back in January, when like she was actually posting stuff or whatever, I was like, I kind of want to promote you, but I also like don't want to be like, hey, I'm Vice Rhino, so if you want to see my partner's feet, like that just seems weird. So I'm glad that it came up today.
Then what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to post feet.
Nobody wants to see my feet. She doesn't even want to see my feet.
Wait a minute. How long have you been on the internet? I have learned something. Whenever you say nobody wants to see my feet, all it takes, wait until this video goes up on your channel. Just
I'm
wait,
gonna
see what, are you taking pictures of your feet right now?
maybe.
Oh God. Using that voice hurts my entire body. My sunburns ache. Ow.
You know what? There are pictures of my feet already available online. When my kids painted my daughter painted my toenails rainbow, and I had a right-wing nut job. I don't know. Let's see. Do y'all want to see my feet? Let's see. Can we do polls in the live chat? How does that work?
Somebody in my chat, pay me money or I'll do a foot reveal.
Start a poll. I've started the poll. If you want to see my feet, vote yes. If you don't, vote no. If enough people vote yes, like if the yeses win and I get $50 in super chats, I won't do it.
Your partner in the chat just immediately went, "Let me clip your toenails."
No, it's warts and all, so to speak. Oh my God. The yes is winning. The yes is winning. I need a $50 super chat if you guys don't want to see it. If somebody really doesn't want to see it, you need to send me a $50 super chat.
I told you!
Or it is going to go right now.
You're on the internet.
So it's going to take me a minute because I'm a fucking boomer on the internet who doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing. Share with myself. Dun, dun, dun. Yes is still winning.
Merlana says, but if Rhino shows his feet, like all things that show up in Suris' streams, they'll get turned into girls.
That's not inaccurate.
You have too.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I can't believe you guys are voting yes on this. It's going to be gross.
I can agree.
My partner warned you. I need a fucking toenail clip.
I told you this would happen.
Yep,
you didn't believe me.
It's not that I didn't believe you. It's that I'm punishing you guys for trying to like I'm not embarrassed by this. But I know that there are going to be people here being like, "No, why would they do that?"
Rusty Shark in my chat. Sorry, I'm a leg man.
Yeah, no. Well, I have a video of that on my YouTube shorts.
Oh, the lingerie one?
Yes. Well, probably. I think my legs are visible in that, probably. Supplement. Yeah. Only 27% of people are saying no, and nobody sent me $50, so.
Vice Rhino feet pics. This is what you get for streaming with me, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
This is what happens. Let's see. There's my gross feet.
Rhino feet pics.
Rhino feet pics. Oh, someone sent me $50. Okay, sorry. Sorry, off it goes. I took it off. Oh, no, never mind. It was $50 to raise the price of not showing the feet to $100. I'm sorry.
Says, I shat my pants. Can you help me? So I can't help you with you shitting your pants, but what I can tell you is just go into the shower with your clothes on and everything will work out.
Okay, but like, that's objectively gross, is it not?
I don't know. I'm not a feet guy.
My partner was correct in that I need my toenails clipped.
Wait,
But, like,
Rhino,
What?
are your shoes the right size?
Oh, I took them out and like put it on top.
No, why is the side of your foot and the top under your big toe are pink, like you're wearing the wrong size shoes and they're rubbing against the ends?
That's probably because I was on my treadmill with my walking desk today for a good chunk of time while wearing Crocs and no socks.
Okay, that explains why.
So it's not the wrong size, it's that I'm just an idiot.
Okay. That makes sense. I only think about it because, so fun thing, when Saki first got here from Alaska, literally the first day we went on a mall date, I pointed out that my feet were hurting, and she immediately took us to the shoe store in the mall and then said, okay, take off your shoe, and just started feeling my shoe and going, you have no arch support, and this is the wrong shoe for you. We're getting you the right shoe for you. That was the first thing we did together, was her correcting my fucking shoes.
So my partner, I one of the most excited moments she had with me was when I turned to her and I said, hey, I should probably stop looking like a slob when we're out in public, because I don't want you to be embarrassed about me. So let's go to the mall and you can buy me a new wardrobe. And she was so excited.
And
then I got like 3 shirts and was like, nope, I'm done. I can't do more shopping. She still wants to get me shoes, because like I wear nice clothes now, the clothes that she likes, but then my shoes are just like these old beaten up shoes that are just like good for wearing or wearing while mowing the lawn.
They're just work shoes.
Yeah, basically. I mean, they were really expensive shoes, but like they are now several years old, and you know, shoes are only supposed to last so long. Anyway, the quartering comes up next. It says, babies deserve a mother and a father, not to be sold as an accessory for gay couples. The 2 men are adopting a newborn baby. There are untold thousands of mothers and fathers on waiting lists. This is willingly giving the child to suboptimal conditions to grow up. That's why. That's why what? I don't know. This wasn't in response to anything, so I don't know what he was referring to. But he claims to have 2 gay dads.
Yeah.
He doesn't provide any evidence to support that claim, and tweets like this make me think that he maybe doesn't.
Look, Jeremy is a waste of human space.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
But so from what I've been able to tell, most of the research that says that you specifically need a mother and a father is what, 30, 40, 50-year-old research at this point? Like that in most fields where sociology is concerned, that's considered old and basically useless research.
Every time it's been studied properly, it's been found that kids that are raised by gay couples tend to do slightly better, not like way better, but slightly better than kids that are raised by straight couples.
Oh, because they're measuring math, right? Or not math, but they're usually measuring education statistics, right?
No, like just overall life outcomes. Like how many mental health problems do they have? How many, like how well do they do in school? Stuff like that. So, like all sorts of different quality of life outcomes. The kids of gay couples do slightly better, not like way better, but slightly better than the kids of straight couples. So really, if you actually care about the kids, you should be harping on against straight adoption. You should only let the gay people adopt them. Except the times when the kids of gay couples do worse are exclusively because of social pressure. People like the quartering, Jeremy, whatever the fuck his name is, posting tweets like this saying kids of gay couples don't do good. That is directly causing the only negative outcomes.
Yep.
So it's like, if you guys would just shut the fuck up and actually care about the kids instead of pretending to care about the kids, then the kids would do way better, way fucking better.
I mean, it's kind of funny when you consider the fact that with tweets like this, there is actually a child who's an accessory here. It's a hypothetical child, and they're an accessory only for Jeremy's argument. Whenever somebody does the think of the children shit, that's what they're doing.
Do you want to know why there is a waiting list to adopt? It's because straight couples are like, I don't want a baby that's older than 18 months. I don't want a baby that's been to the foster care system already. I don't want a baby that's black. I don't want a baby of this type of person, like someone who's born in this situation. I don't want, like, they're being picky about what babies they want. They are shopping for accessories, whereas the gay couples are like, I just want a baby that I can call my own.
Like, I just want a kid.
I just want a kid. Give me a kid. So, fuck you, Jeremy.
Please don't. I don't want him to breed and talk about his girlfriend leaving him while he pisses in his basement again.
And now we get to... Oh, God. Now we get to Richard Dawkins, who said, have you ever in your life encountered a genuine woman who would stand up before a crowd and incite them to punch people in the fucking face? No, I thought not. Did he miss the whole suffragette movement? Like, we're not even talking trans rights anymore. We're talking fucking women's rights.
So technically he did miss that movement because he was in the United Kingdom.
Did they not have the votes for women thing? Like, wasn't that, like, I don't know. I learned about that from Mary Poppins.
No,
they were British, weren't they?
He'd just be like, no, you don't understand. We never had that problem here. We've always been cultured. Always.
See, that's the thing. The more I think about Richard Dawkins, the more I think that the main reason people have good respect for him or think he was an intellectual or think he said anything worth listening to is because he has a super pleasant voice. So just objectively, it is pleasant to listen to him talk if you don't pay attention to what he's saying.
In the field of microbiology, he is very, very talented. Yeah. And he... Like, if you look at his book catalog, he did do a lot of good work when you look at stuff like, say, The Selfish Gene. But then as soon as you get into his...
He coined the word meme, for fuck's sake.
He coined the word meme in God Delusion.
And then he got mad that people did... Like, the way he coined it was to, like, a meme is a gene and that it will change over time. Like, it's an idea that changes over time instead of genetics that change over time. And what's funny is he got kind of mad that people, like... took the word meme and changed what it meant over time. So, like, the fact that the meme became what he originally meant with meme made him mad is kind of funny to me.
So the thing is that he is very smart when it comes to the field in which he is particularly studied. But as soon as you get him into any kind of social field at all, he's just every opinionated internet atheist that you have ever seen on Reddit or a 4chan board or what have you.
He's the amazing atheist with a British accent.
But I can't even say that one because TJ Kirk actually came around.
That's true, yes.
TJ's he's grown as a person in a lot of ways. Richard Dawkins either didn't or recessed.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So my partner is not anywhere near as immersed into atheist culture as I am. Mm-hmm. But we listened to Thomas Smith of Dear Old Dads and Serious Inquiries Only and a bunch of other podcasts. He just recently released a new podcast called Where There's Woke, where he will take these quote unquote woke controversies and he'll do a deep dive into where did they originate? What's the true story behind what's happening here? And he's in the middle of a 5-part series on the James Webb Telescope and whether or not it should have been renamed. But anyway, my partner and I listened to the first episode of that together, and it was about Elevator Gate. Which, do you remember Elevator Gate?
I remember I remember hearing about Elevator Gate, and I remember Aaron Raw mentioning it. Was this Atheism Plus this came from, or no?
I don't think it was Atheism Plus, but basically a woman was in an elevator at an atheist theme conference after having just given a bunch of talks on how she didn't appreciate being sexualized all the time. In this elevator, one of the guys who was at the last thing that she was at was like, hey, you have some good ideas. Why don't you come back to my hotel room for a coffee so we can discuss these ideas? And it's like, he's clearly hitting on her, clearly sexualizing her. And it's like, and her response to that was to post a very calm and collected video being like, hey, maybe don't do that when I've just spent the entire day talking about how I don't like being sexualized. Which is perfectly reasonable. But Richard Dawkins tweeted about that and was like, oh, so are we not supposed to like come on to any women? Like, I forget what he said about it. Like, it was something that was like said in his faux reasonability. But like, I remember I had to, like, I was listening to this with my partner. I had to like pause the podcast and explain to her how disappointing it was to see Richard Dawkins become what he is today. Because like, when I first started, like, he's so good at explaining things when it comes to like evolutionary biology. Like, my explanation for how the eye evolved, that comes directly from his Christmas lectures at I think it's Oxford, whichever university in the UK does their Christmas lectures. Those lectures are fucking amazing. He's so good at it, and he's got this great voice that is just pleasant to listen to. But then I started talking about like how, like, oh, he wrote this book called The God Delusion, where he defends that religion is a mental illness, which it isn't. It's like, have these hints of misogyny and is like denigration of people he sees as others have been there all along, and I just missed them before? Like, it's kind of seeming like that.
Also, so I love how Richard Dawkins posts an article from unheard.com, which I had never heard of before. It was unheard of by me. But I decided to go ahead and do a quick bias and fact check on them real quick. They are mostly an op-ed website that posts essays and analyses under the themes of capitalism, groupthink, and faith. I feel as though maybe this is a bit of a biased website. I don't know. Maybe
Possibly.
just a smidge.
Possibly, but like, he's saying, like, have you ever encountered a genuine woman who would stand up and incite them to punch people in the fucking face? Like, as if you can't be a genuine woman and have violent urges. Like, this goes beyond his transphobia and goes into like, this goes into like classic misogyny of like the 1940s. Like, this is I don't know. It's disappointing to me.
I'm just gonna say right now, have I ever encountered a violent woman? Well, I grew up in a ghetto, and a lot of my friends were in trailer parks, and just about everybody was some level of violent there. Because
but were they genuine women? It's like, obviously, if a woman's violent, that means she's trans. Like,
I never looked under any of their skirts to take a guesstimate, but I'd assume that at least a few of them were cis. Just a little bit.
Transphobia and misogyny are tightly entwined. Yes, they often are. The people that are claiming to do things in defense of women, objectively, the things that they are doing do not actually defend women. Anyway, I think that was the last tweet, and we are running a little bit over time. So
yeah. To be fair, that was the tweet that I was like, ooh, include this one.
Yeah, that one was thrown in at the last minute. I mean, also, to be fair, like, one of the tweets that I chose was just like, haha, Sonic, rings, appendix.
And then my brain just went full on, aha, you've activated my special interest. So technically the rings don't exist within the canon of the Sonic universe.
Do they not? I thought they did. I thought they were like, do the movies not count as canon?
So the movies are not canon to the universe. The movies are their own separate universe. The canon universe is all of the video games except the Game Gear games and the comics that are published by the IDW publishing company. Those are what is currently considered canon to the entire universe. The only mention of rings in any of the games is from Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic Adventure 2, where he mentions that, hey, you go collect the rings while I take on the Bio Lizard. Very, very briefly. But it's not mentioned in any of the games past that, and the IDW comics themselves don't have a single ring anywhere in them at all, despite having about 5 whole story arcs on paper so far. So yeah,
I think the movies. I think the movies did a better job of explaining why he drops rings when he gets hit.
Because he just has them in his pocket.
They actually had a couple moments where he got hit by something and dropped rings.
Yeah,
and it made sense in the movie.
Though teleportation exists very easily in the movies and doesn't exist very easily in the actual Sonic canon.
Okay,
you need Chaos Emeralds to teleport in the Sonic canon. And the only thing those have done in the movie so far is turned him super.
Okay, well, I'm not as hardcore into Sonic as you are. I will say though that the guy who plays Sonic, like the guy who does Sonic's voice,
Ben Schwartz.
Yes, Ben Schwartz. I love Ben Schwartz. He's great. Like he doesn't do different voices, but the one voice that he does do is fantastic.
I was very happy with the second movie when they went, okay, Knuckles is Idris Elba. Okay, I don't necessarily like that one, but then they went, oh, and Tails is Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and Colleen is the voice of Tails in the games. I was like, oh, that one I like.
Yeah, you know what? I did like that they. So going back to the Super Mario movie, I liked that they had Charles Martinet playing 2 characters in the movie.
Did you just call him Charles Martinet?
Is it not Martinet?
It's Martinet.
I'm certain I've heard him say it as Martinet.
I'm fairly certain, and I was literally
like, it's a French name, so like I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying that like I have resisted the urge to call it Martinet because I've heard it said as Martinet.
Wait a minute. Hold on. There's no way.
I'm fully willing to be wrong on this one, but I'm
Wait. I have always, in every publication I have ever heard, hear him say Charles Martinet, but literally Google just goes, sounds like Charles Martinet.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like my default is to read that as Martinet because like it's clearly French, and that's how it would be said in French. But like, you know, I also Niagara Falls has Portage Road when it's clearly supposed to be Portage.
Okay, so on casual Nintendo, it's pointing out that his name is actually pronounced Martinet.
But that's casual. What's professional Nintendo have to say?
And the Mario Wiki is also pointing out his last name is pronounced Martinet. Okay,
cool. You're probably right then.
Reality isn't gaslighting me. I thought
you're probably right then.
Gaslighting me for a
anyway,
second
my
there.
point was that I'm happy that he had a couple cameos in it.
Roles.
I understand why they didn't give him the lead.
You don't. Are you saying you don't want that voice as like long-winded spoken dialogue?
Apparently, that's how he got the job. If you listen to his interview and like how he just was kind of wandering in.
Yes, because he does the whole like, "Hello, I'm a Mario. I make a spaghetti meatball."
Yeah,
like his actual words were, "I made a spaghetti meatball."
He's so great. I love him.
Oh yeah, because the job that he got was not in a game first. It was for an early version of what we would now know as a VTuber avatar in a booth. Yeah. And he had to make up reasons why Luigi wasn't there.
Yeah.
You need to go.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
I'm on hyperfixation street. This is dangerous.
Anyways, as always, I will be researching Charles Martinet. Fuck off.